Uh, Welcome back, guys. More Doki Doki Blue Skies Yuri route. We're continuing off from the bell that signaled the end of our last video. The bell rings, signaling the end of another school day. As usual, sound of footsteps and scraping chairs fills the air. I stand up and make my way down to the literature club. As I push the door open, the air immediately fills with what sounds like an argument. A given, seeing as I could hear Natsuki's voice down the corridor. And who's her unfortunate opponent this time? It's Yuri! Ah, of course.
All I'm saying is that the cat should be a perfectly viable option to give as a present.
But isn't that a rather cold and pragmatic present?
I sidle up to Monica and Sayori. So, how'd this one start?
I was talking to Monica about having Secret Santa for Christmas, which led to the conversation into gifts. Natsuki mentioned that she wouldn't mind receiving money, and here we are.
We all watch as the two girls continue to squabble. Both of them still look fairly adamant about their positions. Aren't you going to break it up?
I could. But I think this still counts as more of a debate rather than a full-blown argument.
And I'm hoping that it gives me gift ideas.
I turn back to the verbal sparring session.
There's no thought put into it. All you're doing is telling the receiver to buy their own present in lieu of you taking the effort to do so.
And that's the point of giving people money. I'd be way happier getting money than something I don't need or want for Christmas. You can do anything with that money. Anything. And you don't have to worry about what to do with a present you don't want.
It just seems tasteless to me. There's no Christmas spirit involved. Christmas is supposed to be more than just the gift exchange.
But what about people who don't know me well, or who don't want to get me? Are they just supposed to ask me what I want? That ruins the surprise too, and at that point, I'd rather cut out the middleman and just get the money as a present.
In that case, they should just try to subtly get to know you better, or ask one of your friends.
Yeah, because that's so easy to do. And what if I just flat out want money as a present because I don't need anything? Or because I want to save up money for something big to get myself?
That's not the point of presents, though.
Okay, then what's the point of it all, huh?
As I said, the point is to show people that you care for them by gifting them things that you believe they need or want.
But what if I want money? Like, geez, sorry for not being rich enough to not worry about saving up for things.
It's just not something you do during Christmas. Well, gift giving shouldn't even really be the central part of Christmas. But given that we do emphasize it now in modern times, we should see the process of picking out a present and gifting it to someone as a celebration of all the time you spend with the recipient. It shows that you care enough to give them something personal.
Guys, what the hell did I get into? I started we're not even 5 minutes into this. What the hell? Just what the hell?
Impermanent presents, things that don't last. They're really just quick and easy substitutes for thoughtful, lifelong gifts.
Okay, if you hate impermanent presents so much, then I'm guessing you don't like food as presents too.
I wouldn't say I hate them.
Come on, what's wrong with food? It's a perfectly good gift.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having some sweets as a gift, but items that can be tied to experiences are more sentimental in nature, or are more sentimental in nature make for much better gifts. Shouldn't gifts be a lot more long-term value? If you give someone food, they're just going to eat it, and within a day, it'll be gone. Whereas, if you get someone a book or clothes, they'll be able to keep it for far longer.
But what makes you think that food can't have any sentimental attachment? If you give someone food that you made yourself, there's still a lot of thoughtfulness going into it. Like chocolates. They're a pretty popular gift.
Yes, but not as Christmas presents. They're typically suited for White Day or Valentine's Day. And besides, I didn't say anything about them not being sentimental.
What? You sure seem to be implying it.
Okay, I'm gonna need some water for this one, guys. So I'm gonna be taking quite a few routine drinks during this one.
Who said that gifts absolutely have to last forever? Who said Christmas was supposed to be more than a gift exchange? But it seems like you're pretty hung up on the gift parts.
Oh,
You said Christmas was supposed to be more than a gift exchange, but you seem like you're pretty hung up on the gifts part.
Natsuki's got a point there. Whoa, looks like this might be heating up. I glance over to Monika and Sayori, who shrugged back at me. Should we do something? Although Monika isn't much of a mediator.
It's only because you're taking the tradition and eliminating all the emotion involved.
But all I'm saying is that people have different feelings towards these things. And anyway, aren't you the one imposing your own tastes on others? Not everyone wants a book for Christmas.
You're the one who's writing my opinions. For someone who supposedly cares a lot about people's feelings, you don't seem to care about mine.
What? The only thing I've been saying is that money isn't a better gift option. And food too. All this time, I've just been defending my own position. Why the heck are you attacking me over this?
I'm not attacking. It's just that you don't seem to care about Christmas spirit at all. You shouldn't try to take advantage of these traditions for your own selfish reasons.
Natsuki goes red with anger, clearly fuming.
Selfish? I'm selfish for having an opinion about what I personally want for Christmas? Do you have any idea? So I can't care about what I get or I'm a bad person?
Crap. I look over at Monika and Sayori, who stare back at me, eyes wide. Monika nods her head at them, as if to encourage me to break it up. Man, why me? Well, I guess I might be considered the closest to Yuri at this point, but still. Either way, I'd better intervene fast before someone says something they really regret. But whose side should I pick? Natsuki has pretty much been on the defensive the whole time, and she's actually made some pretty good points. Yes, she has. But as much as I'd hate to say it, if I back up Yuri, I'll probably get brownie points with her. I think we're at a critical junction here, guys, so I'm going to save it here. I think this is one of the really critical choices that defines the ending. So I want to keep this moment in check just in case. For now, I will side with Yuri because I want the good ending before the bad ending. In any case, I better say something fast. So I'll just pick Yuri. Natsuki. My son's shout startles Natsuki out of her anger for a moment.
What?
I probably should have thought this through more. Don't you think you've been don't you think you've been a bit harsh on Yuri?
What are you talking about? She's the one who's been invalidating my opinion.
But don't you think she has some good points though? Yuri smiles gratefully at me as I say this. However, Natsuki's scowl tempers the warmth I feel from Yuri's smile.
And what points are those?
Well, the part about caring about what you give someone, for one thing. Like she said, the best gifts are the ones that you can keep for years and years, because those are the ones that'll carry a ton of memories. Whereas money and food, well, they're one and done types of things. I mean, I want to turn up my nose at them, but they're not very memorable, are they?
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to get at. And in my experience, the more thought that gets put into the gift, the better the gift usually is. Money that doesn't particularly require much thought to give.
Yeah, at least buy the recipient a gift card instead of outright giving them money, you know?
But gift cards are so annoying. I don't go to a lot of places that use gift cards, and there's always a little change left over that forces you to spend more. And what are the chances that you'll give someone something that they'll cherish forever, huh? Aren't those things usually expensive? What if I don't have anything that I really need? How am I supposed to cling to some irrelevant gift forever?
Natsuki, don't you think you're being a little materialistic? Plus, not everyone wants money or food, you know. I think you're looking at Christmas too efficiently.
Yes, Part of the gift-giving tradition is getting your loved ones presents that you know they'd be able to cherish. Not just crossing off a checklist for everyone you feel obligated to get a present for. You might not think it, but irrelevant gifts could easily become relevant if the right emotions are put into it.
I never said that everyone should get money and food. I never said any of those things. No one. You guys never listen to what I say. All I said was that I like getting those things as presents. But I guess only one view of Christmas is allowed, right? I can't have any of my own opinions, right?
Natsuki.
Shut up, Flam. You guys...
For a moment, it looks like Natsuki's about to blow up on us. But suddenly, she almost viably deflates, the anger seeping out of her.
Whatever. Forget it. I can't win against you guys. If I'm just gonna take his girlfriend's side no matter what.
Yuri turns red the moment she hears the word girlfriend.
Even though Yuri's in the wrong.
We're not dating.
Whatever.
She snorts at her gaze, pans around the room, landing on each of us for just a moment before moving on.
I shouldn't be expecting you guys to understand. Really? I guess it's my fault for thinking that others would think like me. I probably just have things twisted around in my head. Natsuki. Understand what? It's...
Natsuki hesitates for just a second, as if deciding whether to say something.
Nothing.
Hey, Natsuki, we never meant for you to think that your opinions weren't legitimate. Isn't that right, Yuri?
Yes. Apologies if it came off that way.
Yeah. I think they just got too into the argument. That's definitely a thing I've seen happen in the debate club, that's for sure. But I think we can all just agree to disagree, right? I admit that I may have been harsh during our argument. So, sorry for that. I just feel strongly towards this, so... Do you have a lot of good memories about the presents you got for Christmas?
Yuri smiles gently as she recalls past Christmases.
Yes. My parents always chose exactly the right presents for me.
Water. Ugh. Whew.
I still have every single one of the gifts they gave me. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays for a reason. But to return from that tangent, Monica's right. I believe we're both animate in our positions, so shall we agree to disagree?
Sure.
Hey, between money and food or books and clothes, I think I'd probably be happiest with an anime box set or a new video game. Natsuki rolls her eyes and mutters something under her breath that sounds suspiciously like useless.
Or how about a new game? Or how about a new anime figurine, Flam?
Uh-huh. Honestly, there are a few cute ones that I've had my eye on. Well, that's not something I'm just going to admit to the girls.
What do you mean by...
Oh, what do you mean by new? I don't even have any figurines.
I just assumed.
I'm almost afraid to ask about your opinions of me as a person.
She thinks you're a neat, Flam.
I'm not even a neat. I'm at school right now getting an education.
Don't worry, I'm just teasing. I don't actually think there's anything wrong with owning an anime figurine. After all, some of them are pretty cute.
Yeah, they are. Do you have any, Natsuki? I know you like anime, so... Nah, too expensive. I'd rather work on my manga collection than start a figurine collection.
That's probably a wise decision. It's hard enough just working on collecting one thing.
So you collect things too, Yuri?
Yes. Just a few things.
I'm guessing books are one of those things, right? Yuri nods in affirmation, her cheeks red for some reason. It's because of the knives.
Okay, everyone. Now that that's over, since everyone is here now, how about we get on with the Secret Santa?
Sure thing.
My apologies. I didn't realize everyone was waiting for us to finish.
Yeah, alright.
Malika steps forward with a classic red and white Santa hat. There's a faint rustling of paper from within.
Well, guys, don't be shy. Take a name out of the hat, and whoever you get is who you have to buy a gift for. I'll go first.
Her hand disappears into the hat for a moment. She withdraws it, and after taking a look at the name on the piece of paper, she slips it into her pocket.
Who wants to go next?
I'm surprised you didn't ask her who she got, Sayori.
Hey, I know how a secret Santa works, thank you.
I laugh as she pouts and sticks her hand into the hat. Much like Monica, she also slips the paper into her pocket. Both Natsuki and Yuri follow suit, leaving me last. There's only one piece of paper at this point, so it's a pretty quick decision. And I got Yuri. I look over at her, but she's sporting a remarkably good poker face. In fact, everyone is. So it's impossible to even guess who their recipients are.
Well, that's that. This should be interesting.
Wait, hang on. Where are we all going to meet?
We haven't gotten around to sorting that. Maybe we can have a Christmas party at someone's house? Can't do it at my house. Sorry.
Me neither. My parents wouldn't approve.
I don't mind doing it at mine. Neither of my parents are home, so it's pretty much an empty house. You guys okay with a Christmas party around mine, then? There's a general murmur of agreement.
Wait, what about food?
Oh, that's a good question. To be honest, I reckon I could have a stab at trying to cook some food for us. Maybe some teriyaki, something like that.
You? Make food for us?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I didn't know you could cook flam. Me neither.
You always used to binge on junk food and ready-made meals. That doesn't really fill me with confidence.
Hey,
Don't underestimate Flam, everyone. I tried his cooking before, and he's definitely a fast learner.
Wait, what? When was this?
all three girls turn to look curiously at Yuri, which typically prompts a flustered expression. She came over to my place a few times. In fact, she's the one who taught me the basics.
Where Flam learned to cook is beside the point, though. More importantly, I feel like it's a bit much to ask Flam to both host the party and cook the food.
Ah, that's true. It's a lot to put on his shoulders. I think he can handle it.
It's fine, guys. It's not like I have to do much to host it, right? And I wanted to test out my cooking skills anyway.
Well, if you're sure, then thanks for having us.
It should be a lot of fun, guys. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I haven't had a Christmas party in ages. Your cooking better be up to snuff, Flam.
Jeez, no pressure then.
Give him a chance, Natsuki. Anyway, now that the party has been sorted, why don't we share some poems?
Water. Today is a day I'll be spending with Natsuki, of all people. I was pretty surprised when she texted me last night asking if she could go Secret Santa shopping with me. Turns out that her Santa is Sayori, so I guess Natsuki figured I'd be the best person to shop with. I was hoping to spend the day with Sayori, but I didn't want to see what Natsuki would be like if I rejected her, so... Then again, I suppose Natsuki's blunt nature would help me pick out a decent present for Yuri. There are quite a few people here, but I'm able to spot Natsuki's distinctive pink hair quite easily. She spots me and makes her way over.
Ready to go?
Ready when you are. Lead the way.
So, seeing as Sayori's your best friend, any ideas why I should get her?
Aha. Truth be told, not really. I'm not the best when it comes to Christmas presents.
Really? You don't know?
Nah, sorry. Anyway, let's just look around in a few stores and see what we find. I mean, we're not on any watch, right?
Yeah, I guess.
We proceed down the street, keeping our eyes peeled for any suitable shops. All the while, snow softly falls onto our heads as lots of other Christmas shoppers bustle around.
Wait. This one could work.
I peer up at the shop entrance. It's a clothes shop. Pretty solid place to start.
Although I don't really know what her fashion sense is like.
I mean, you could just play it safe and get her a new bow. She's had that red one for as long as I can remember, so she might appreciate a new color.
Yeah, but let's have this discussion inside, because I'm freezing.
Sure thing. We make our way to a section selling hair bows. Man, I didn't even know such a demand for bows existed. So many different colors, shapes, designs.
What do you think of this one?
She holds up a bright pink one. I can't help but feel like the choice was influenced by her own taste rather than what Sayori would like. It's okay, I guess. She narrows her eyes at me, clearly expecting a more positive response. Here, look at this one. It looks like it would really bring out Sayori's eyes, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess it could work. I just need something else, though. Oh, it just needs something else, though. At that moment, it's just kind of plain.
I almost bring up how pink the bow she just showed me was also plain, but decided against it at the last moment. Probably a smart move. You don't want her to pull out a knife on you. Something else.
Yeah.
She takes the bow from my hands and looks it over for a moment.
You know, you can get some sort of design on it.
You can? She rolls her eyes.
Boys. Yes, dummy, you can. Like an embroidery.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Why don't I think of that? She shrugs her shoulders.
Beats me. You're her best friend.
Well, what about something from one of her poems? Like, I paused, trying to recall any salient phrases from one of Sayori's poems. Was our festival recital really 3 months ago? Happy thoughts. Seems to sum her up nicely.
I know I'd find a use for you eventually.
No way. Is this a compliment from you I'm detecting?
Shut up.
I chuckle. Progress is progress.
Anyway, now that we have Sayori sorted, what are you gonna get for Yuri? No, wait. Let me guess. A book.
No, actually.
Huh? Weird. I thought that'd be the obvious choice.
Yeah, it is. That's precisely why I want to avoid it, you know? I've never been the greatest when it comes to picking out gifts, but I really want to make a special effort for Yuri.
I don't really get why, but whatever, I guess. Anyway, so if you're not gonna get her a book, then what?
I think back to the time I spent with Yuri. Think, Flam, think. Try something outside the box.
It's weird seeing you think so hard. I didn't know you were capable of it.
I pull an unimpressed face. It's almost Christmas, Natsuki. Would it really kill you to show some festive niceness?
It would.
I roll my eyes and mutter under my breath. Natsuki. Never change. Typical.
Well, if you don't want to get her a book, you're kind of stumped. All she likes are books and tea, so...
That's it.
Eh?
A teapot. Man, how did I not think of that?
Because you're a...
Come on. I know, just a shot.
Okay, jeez.
As we enter the china shop, the visual overload hits like a truck. A huge variety of ornaments ranging in color, design, and price. Where do I begin? Whoa.
We're gonna be here for a while, aren't we?
Sorry. I just want to make sure I get a good present for her. I didn't realize china shops had this much to choose from.
It's sweet that you're making this much effort for Yuri.
Really? I awkwardly scratched the back of my neck. You think?
Anyway, what do you think of this one?
She's jealous. Oh, Natsuki. I study the teapot she holds in her hands. It's fairly small, but sports an intricate pattern, complete with flying doves. Artistic, to say the least. Not a bad choice, actually. How much is it? She lifts up the teapot, allowing me to read the sticker on the bottom. Geez, do they think we're made of money? Nah, that's too much. A shame, though. It's really nice. She sets it back on the shelf. I stare at it wistfully as I pass by.
What's your budget?
I dig through my pockets and pull out my wallet. Mom left me a lot of money the last time I saw her. A time that feels like such a long time ago. At the absolute limit, like 4,000 yen. Natsuki's eyes widen for a moment, but she doesn't say anything. We've been browsing the shop for about 15 minutes. For the most part, it's been fairly quiet. Every so often, we call out to each other trying to get an opinion on a potential choice. Although I'm not used to Natsuki's presence, I'd be lying if I said this was unenjoyable. Okay. My gaze eventually settles on a tempting-looking dark blue and white teapot. It's not too dissimilar from the first one Natsuki picked out. Both teapots sport artistic patterns, although this one lacks the dove motif. The darkness of the blue reminds me of Yuri's hair and eyes. It contrasts nicely against the white. Hey, Natsuki.
Yeah?
Come here for a second. What do you think of this one? She pauses for a moment, studying the object in my hands.
Not my kind of color scheme, but I guess I can see Yuri liking this. The shape's pretty cool, though.
I've never seen a spiral shape on a teapot before, let alone on a teapot that actually looks good. I hope to God that this isn't too expensive. 3,850 yen. Cutting it fine. Yeah, this one will do nicely.
Alright, come on. Let's pay and get a move on then.
Bags in hand, we step back out into the mall. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I really think Yuri will enjoy the gift.
Hey, Flam?
Yeah? She looks down at the ground.
What does Yuri think of me?
Yeah? Where's this coming from? Shirley picks at her coat.
Well, Yuri and I sometimes fight.
It takes a considerable amount of mental effort to bite back a sarcastic response.
And I kind of wish we wouldn't. Like that argument we had about Christmas presents. Although I do feel like we've been getting better a lot more over the past few months. Don't go around thinking we're best friends or anything.
I wasn't going to.
Anyway, it feels like we can talk like normal friends would. Most of the time, anyway. Sometimes I feel like she's really nervous about saying the wrong thing, and it doesn't help that I don't know her that well. So there's this barrier between us.
I get that, Natsuki. It took me a bit of time to get her to come out of her shell. I'm still working on that, to be honest with you, but I think Yuri is just naturally reclusive, and you're doing fine. She may be kind of mysterious and hard to understand, but I reckon that with enough time, you'll be able to grow a lot closer to her. She nods, but still looks away. The troubled look on her face prompts me to continue. Maybe you just need to hang out with her one-on-one. You might be surprised at how much you'd both enjoy it.
I don't know if she'd want to.
I think it'll be fine. She wants to be friends with you too, after all. Besides, like you said, you've been getting along a whole lot better recently. That's gotta count for something.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess that you know her pretty well, so...
She looks at the floor, struggling to get her words out. So...
I guess I should take your advice, alright?
It seemed pretty hard for her to spit that out. Guess she finds it hard to acknowledge others as help.
So, thanks for that, I guess.
Anytime, Natsuki. I should probably get going.
I should probably get going, though. Dad doesn't want me home too late.
With a small wave, she heads off. I also take my leave. Today went better than I thought it would, so I'm in high spirits. Water. It's hard talking with Natsuki's voice, because I always have to try to make it more high pitched. Finally, Christmas Day is upon us. It feels strange being alone in the house on such a day. Normally, my parents would ring me up and we'd all head downstairs for breakfast. But today isn't a day to lament how they aren't here. All 4 girls are coming over, and given how much fun I had on Halloween, I'm confident today will be just as enjoyable. They won't be over for a while, but I've got to get a lot of stuff prepared, so let's hop to it. After finishing my morning routine, I find myself standing in front of the sink, idly contemplating what to cook for everyone. Fast food is an option, but that lacks the Christmas touch, so I decide to rifle through the cabinets, hoping that I can throw something tasty together. I'm still nowhere near Yuri's level, but if I keep a level head and focus on the one I'm preparing, I should be okay. Yeah, I've got time. Once it is out on the dish, I hunt for the relevant ingredients. Yep, looks like I got everything. That's the salmon and the seasoning sorted. Bowl, check. Pan, check. Let's give this a whirl. Okay, now to put the plastic wrap on top of this. It's open! Come on in! Sorry I'd come out, but I'm in the middle of preparing this dish and it's super fiddly.
Huh, that's okay, Flam. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Monica. She sniffs the air.
Smells promising so far.
I chuckle. So far being the operative words there.
I'm sure you'll be fine. What kinds of dishes can you make?
Teriyaki salmon, which is what I made today, along with veggie stir fry, also some dumplings. Not together, of course.
Obviously.
Would you mind getting that? She obliges and heads to the front door. 2 pairs of footsteps make their way towards the kitchen, and a familiar red bow suddenly appears in the doorway.
Hi guys. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, say Yuri.
Phew.
Well, that's this portion of the food sorted. Now I put the salmon and some stir fry into the containers, so I'm free to concentrate on the next batch of food.
If this tastes as good as it smells, I think we'll all be in for a real treat.
I'm glad you think so. Sorry that this isn't particularly Christmassy.
So, this is what you're making, huh?
Natsuki, when did you get in here? I didn't hear the doorbell ring.
Someone left it open.
Oops. Sorry.
Typical. Much like Monica, Natsuki also pauses to sniff the air.
Not bad. Not bad.
You got a long way to go until you're on my level, though.
Haha, we'll see.
Well, make sure you don't screw it up.
I'll do my best. The doorbell rings and both Sayori and Natsuki slink out of the room to answer it. That must be Yuri. And that's everything done. Time to take it out to the living room. Hey Yuri. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Flam.
She glances over at the dishes I've just carried over to the table.
My, it seems like your cooking skills have improved quite a bit.
I have you to thank for that. Although I was tempted to get some takeaway, I'm glad I took a chance and tried to cook a Christmas meal. Either way, thanks for teaching me. I didn't even dream about making this sort of stuff before I met you.
Oh, no, you're just a quick learner, that's all.
If you say so. Anyway, everything's ready, so right on cue, the other girls wander over.
Okay, everyone, let's set the table together. I'm sure you're all as eager as I am to dig in.
Yep. Uh-huh.
That makes 4 of us.
Well, here's the moment of truth. Dig in, guys. There's plenty to spare, too. I wait with slight anticipation as the girls start serving themselves. This is the first time I made food for multiple people, so I've got absolutely no idea what to expect the reaction to be.
Flam?
Yeah? Please don't tell me I messed it up. She swallows loudly and grins at me.
This is really good. I'm not really big on fish, but the salmon is so tasty.
Yeah, she's right, Flam. I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't peg you as a chef when you first joined.
I guess you did all right. Yeah.
Thanks, Natsuki. That's the huge compliment coming from you. It really, truly is. Well, she says that, but she's particularly inhaling her food. So far, 3 out of 4. But the one I'm most anxious to hear from, Yuri? Her eyes are closed and she's slowly chewing the food. We all turn towards her and upon realizing this, she goes bright red and turns away. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
This is excellent. Eating here like this reminds me of past Christmases that I spent with my family.
Yeah, I know how you feel. This is the first Christmas I've spent without either of my parents. So I'm really glad that you guys are all here. I'd be really lonely otherwise.
Well, that's what we're here for, Flam. I love it when we all meet up after school. We always have so much fun. Yeah, Halloween was really fun. It was hilarious seeing how much of a chicken Sari and Flam are.
Hey, I'm still convinced I heard footsteps and that creepy voice.
Who knows? Maybe that Shinto spirit is still roaming that classroom looking for its next unlucky victims.
Monica! It's Christmas, not Halloween. Can we not talk about that sort of stuff here?
Sorry, Sayori.
Monica turns to me.
So, Flam, when did you learn how to cook? You said Yuri helped you, right?
Yeah. She taught me the basic stuff a few months ago, and the rest of it has just been practicing through trial and error. Given how I was able to pick up on it, able to pick it up, maybe you should ask her for advice as well, Sayori. If I remember correctly, aren't you still a junk food concierge?
Hey, so are you.
Can't deny that, but still.
I'd be happy to teach you how to cook some basic meals, Sayori.
Yeah, maybe.
So long as we have a spare fire extinguisher and I'm around, we should be fine.
Hey!
Everyone laughs. Well, everyone except Sayori, who sports a petulant-looking pout. You know, I'm just messing, Sayori. I reach out and affectionately tousle her hair. After a few more minutes, everyone finishes eating their food. Looks like it's time for the main event. Anyway, guys, now that everyone's eaten, we can move on to the part you've all been waiting for.
Let me make you a game show host. I like it. Makes today exciting.
You're referring to the presents, I assume?
You bet I am.
Hang on, Flam. Would you like some help putting the dishes away?
Nah, it's fine. I'll get them later.
Are you sure? It's no bother.
Positive. Come on, guys. This should be a lot of fun. After briefly heading upstairs to grab Yuri's present, I speed back downstairs and straight into the living room. Looks like everyone else is already here.
Okay, guys. Everyone is here, so let's begin.
Oh, I'm so excited to see what everyone got each other.
So, who's going first?
I will.
Sayori pulls out a package and hands it towards Monica.
From our very own vice president. Let's see what you got me.
A smile illuminates her features as she unwraps the present. Inside lies a smart-looking diary combined with a stylish-looking pen.
You're always writing stuff down and organizing things, so I thought this would be really useful. Do you like it? Of course I do, Sayori. Thank you. This is really thoughtful.
The two girls share a wide smile as they embrace. Well, we're off to a wholesome start.
I don't know if you knew, but my last planner is pretty much full, so your timing couldn't be any better. Thank you once again.
You're welcome.
I suppose it's my turn now, so here you are, Natsuki.
She hands a small wrapped box over to a small pink-haired girl. With a look of anticipation and surprise on her face, Natsuki moves the box to the table.
Geez, this is pretty heavy. What is it?
That would be telling, wouldn't it? Open it and find out.
Natsuki hastily obliges, and the look on her face goes from anticipation to shock. For a moment there, she just sits there, staring at a newly unwrapped gift. From what I can tell, it's a mixture. It's a mixer, the kind used for baking.
This looks super expensive.
Her voice has dropped to a whisper.
Don't mention it. You mentioned a while back that your old one broke, so it seemed like something that would be useful.
But this one in particular is like the newest model. So how could you? I mean, it's really expensive. So,
like I said, don't worry about it. It wasn't an issue in the slightest. Although the next time we have a club meeting, I'm expecting a ton of cupcakes.
Monica winks at her.
Jeez. Thank you, Monica.
I think this is the softest I've ever heard Natsuki's voice.
It should be a piece of cake with this mixer, so I can definitely make loads for everyone.
That's what I want to hear.
Anyway, this is for you, Sayori.
She reaches behind her and pulls out a small wrapped box. Next to Yuri's, I'm looking forward to seeing Sayori's reaction the most. Sayori's eyes light up as she takes the bow from Natsuki's hands. Her excitability for receiving presents hasn't changed at all since she was a child.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
And before Natsuki can even say anything, Sayori pulls out the wrapping paper.
Ooh, a new bow! I love the color. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No problem.
Sayori lurches over and attempts to give Natsuki a hug. Although upon contact, the younger girl flinches away, pushing Sayori away from her.
You know I don't like hugs, Sayori.
Oh, sorry. I just got a bit carried away.
Anyway, check what's on the bow.
Sayori obliges and brings the bow up to eye level.
Ooh, there's something written here.
Happy thoughts.
Yeah, I remember a couple of times over the past few months where you seemed kind of down, so I thought I'd use one of the lines in your poems to remind you to smile more. Things don't seem right when you act all weird, so I hope this is a good reminder.
Thank you.
She looks around the room.
I didn't mean to make you all worry.
Hey, we all have our days, Sayori. If anything comes up, feel free to talk to us. She nods her head, cradling the bow close to her chest.
Hang on a second. By process of elimination, it looks like Yuri and Flam got each other.
Monica looks between Yuri and I with a knowing smirk on her face.
That turned out to be rather convenient for you two, didn't it? Oh, yes, it appears that we did.
What are the chances? Anyway, here you go, Yuri. With slight anticipation, I give her my present. She extends her hand out and hands me mine, causing us to unwrap our presents at the same time. Is that what I think it is? It's a tea set complete with a kettle. A very Yuri present for sure. We got each other a tea set. Oh, that's too funny.
Yes, it's a tea set. I thought you would like it, especially when we read together. But plus, it comes with a few different types of teas, so I thought you could experiment a little.
Yuri, this is really thoughtful. I'd love to try it out, and I'd love to try out new flavors with you. So yeah, once again, thank you. Yuri looks thoroughly relieved. Looks like she's not used to giving presents to other people. Anyway, what do you make of my gift?
Oh, so sorry. I was just. My Flam. This is gorgeous.
What is it?
Looks like a teapot. A really fancy one, mind you.
Yep, that's precisely what it is. I was going to go with a book at first, but I didn't know which books you already had, so that was a risk I didn't want to take. So I thought, well, let's think outside the box a little, you know? I thought the design on this teapot was really nice and intricate, and it kind of reminded me of you. Okay, that sounded a lot less romantic in my head, and with everyone else listening too. Anyway, I know you like tea, so I thought this would be a safe bet.
That's very thoughtful of you, Flam. Not only is the design wonderful, but you clearly had my interests in mind when you bought it.
She's quiet for a moment or two. The other girls look around at each other. No one is quite sure what to say.
Well,
I'm glad you like it, Yuri. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Flam.
To my surprise, she scoots closer towards me and tentatively wraps her arms around me. Sorry about the pause, guys. Just want to get a thumbnail ready here. Anyway, to my surprise, she scoots closer towards me and tentatively wraps her arms around me. The motion surprises me at first, but I quickly lean back into her touch, enveloping my arms around her as well. A pleasant scent of mint and lavender fills my nose, and I'm surprised by the comfortable warmth that Yuri's touch radiates. For a moment, I'm lost in her embrace. A strong, strangely familiar feeling rests its way on my heart and courses through my entire body. It makes me forget that there are other people here in the room. An awkward throat clearing pulls me away from Yuri.
So, what's next?
Truth be told, I didn't really plan this far ahead. I thought everyone would want to go home after exchanging presents, but if you guys want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. I got some board games we could play.
Yeah, that sounds fun. They better not be boring.
How about this? I pull out a box, one illustrated by an image of a large brain. Sayori immediately brightens up.
Ooh, we haven't played this in a while. Cranium? Given the variety of talent in the room, I reckon that'll be a great pick. What's this? I've never tried it before. Me neither.
Don't worry, the basics are pretty simple to pick up. I'm confident you'll pick up everything quickly. Even you, Natsuki.
What do you mean? Anyway, let's start, guys.
Chuckling at the irate look on Natsuki's face, I pull a small table towards me and set the board down, along with all the playing cards. It's pretty straightforward, guys. See the dice, roll it, and you'll land on a colored square. Whenever you land on a square, you have to draw a card and complete the activity written on it. The activities are split by color, so the blue represents drawing or sculpting with this clay, and the green is where you have to perform something.
Perform?
Don't worry, it's nothing too crazy, like this one. I take a quick look at a green card. You just have to partner with someone, hum this song, and they got 60 seconds to guess it. And don't worry, there are some word-based ones, so you're in luck.
Yeah, this board game is super fun, guys. There's something for everyone. This actually looks kind of cool.
I told you. Now let's start. As I was hoping, the game has proven to be a big hit. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, meaning no one had a distinct advantage. It's fairly even so far, and everyone's enjoying it. It's currently Yuri's turn, and she throws the dice, which lands on the color yellow.
Wordworm again.
Lucky you, eh? Okay, here's your challenge. I lean forward and take a yellow card from the box. I'm going to give you a word, and you have 40 seconds to spell it.
That should hopefully be enough time.
Aha, but there's a catch. You got to spell it backwards. And on your first try.
Well, this certainly ups the ante, doesn't it?
She takes a deep breath.
Okay, I'm ready. What's my word?
With my hand ready to flip over the small timer, I read the word aloud. Pavlovian.
Ooh, that's hard.
Immediately, Yuri's face adopts a look of intense concentration.
N. A. I.
Yep, keep going.
V.
She looks at the clock. About 10 seconds have already ticked by.
O. L.
Doing well.
V.
More seconds tick by. It looks like about 30 seconds have gone.
A. P. Yay! That's right! You're so smart, Yuri. Geez, not gonna lie, that's not half bad. You're too kind. I simply had an easy word, that's all. Have some pride in yourself, Yuri. You did well.
Anyway, you passed, so you get to roll again.
I just hope I don't get a green.
The look on her face when she indeed lands on a green is priceless.
Oh, hang on. I've got it. Tennis elbow. Yes.
Her eyes fly open right as the timer runs out of sand. Natsuki's blue actively involved her drawing a phrase, but the catch was that she had to do it with her eyes closed. Personally, I was a little dubious over her picking Sayori as the teammate who had to guess, but hey, she got there in the end. Look at that elbow. It looks like a floppy strand of spaghetti.
As if you could draw even better. As if you could draw even with. As if you could draw even with your eyes open.
Whatever you say to these spaghetti arms.
Hey, Natsuki, why don't you roll again?
Sayori, always tactical at the best of moments.
Ah, seriously? Red again?
Not much of a fan of data head questions, eh?
I would be if they were actually answerable. I mean, who would believe that Theodore Roosevelt named his son Kermit?
Miss Piggy? Sayori and Monica laugh as Natsuki scoffs.
Your New Year's resolution should be to get a better sense of humor.
I don't know, looks like it's working fine so far. I gesture to the two laughing girls.
Whatever, just give me my card.
Here you go.
Well, this one is multiple choice at least.
What's it say?
In the legal field, what does perjury mean? What does perjury mean?
Deliberately not turning up to court, deliberately telling a lie under oath, or attempting to bribe a judge or jury.
I believe it's deliberately telling a lie under oath.
How the hell am I meant to know this?
Aren't there any animes out there that involves trials or something?
Why would I want to watch that? That sounds really boring.
Anyway,
Sheesh, I don't know.
well, you got 10 seconds to make a decision, so just take a guess.
C?
She flips the card over.
B? Come on, you know that.
I did. I knew it.
I did. Big surprise, that is.
Don't worry, I don't know either.
Tut tut, you guys really need to brush up on your Latin.
Yeah, because we're really living in the Middle Ages, aren't we?
Grumbling, Natsuki sets the card back at the back of the pack. After a while, the game eventually winds down to a close. It's definitely come down to the wire between Monica and Yuri. Monica's musical abilities have proven to be very useful in the star performer category, where the user had to hum or sing a tune and get others to guess. Yuri, on the other hand, excelled at the word-based activities. She rarely got one of them wrong. After a tense final round, Yuri eventually pulls through and is declared the winner. Even though Natsuki, Sayori, and I didn't really have much of a chance of winning, it was still enjoyable to play and watch the showdown between Monica and Yuri.
Phew, that was a close one, Monica. It certainly was. Well played, Yuri.
Despite being a loser, Monica accepts her defeat gracefully, sportsmanship at its finest.
I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun. We should definitely play this more often.
Yeah, hearing you frantically hum those tunes was really funny. And you guys all had the honor of seeing my awesome drawings.
I stretch and yawn, hearing a satisfying click of my joints as I do so. Time really has flown. Yeah, anytime you guys want to play, just give me a buzz. This has been a really fun Christmas. There's a gentle murmur of agreement as we all start clearing up. Thankfully, there aren't too many pieces, so the task is relatively straightforward.
You know, Flam,
You kind of remind me of Yuri.
huh? What do you mean?
You guys both have a really deep look in your eyes when you start focusing on stuff. It looks a bit weird, but it suits you.
I do? Yeah, you know, I just kind of trail off, but yeah, it's not like I'm concentrating on something. Monica nods.
I noticed it as well. Don't worry, it's not a bad thing. Although it is rather uncanny seeing such a deep look on someone that isn't Yuri. It's something that I've grown to associate with only her.
With everyone's attention on me, I'm not really sure how to respond. It's true that I've been spending time with Yuri as of late, so maybe.
Well, I think he looks endearing when he looks like that.
Well, duh, of course you think that. You two are pretty much together, like, all the time now.
Well, this conversation has taken a fast detour into hot water.
Speaking of which, I'm curious. Are you two officially going out?
Monica? The intense blush on Yuri's face mirrors my own feelings. Why did Monica have to put us on the spot like that?
I mean, we aren't.
Both of our faces are practically on fire. While it's true we aren't boyfriend and girlfriend, I definitely wouldn't mind if we were.
Don't worry about it. I was just teasing you. Anyway, I think everything is packed away, so I'm going to have to get going. It's late after all. Thank you again for the gift, Yuri.
Oh, you're welcome, Monica. I should probably get going as well, too.
Yeah, same. See you all soon.
Bye, guys. Yeah, see ya.
They all look curiously at Yuri.
Sticking around for a bit, Yuri? Huh? Oh, yes. I wanted a cup of tea, if that's okay.
She looks imploringly at me. Yeah, that's cool. I'll put the board games away, so feel free to make yourself at home in the kitchen. The other three girls depart, leaving an awkward silence between Yuri and I. At least it's cut short by her excusing herself. After carefully checking that everything is in its rightful place, I slot the board game back into its position in the cupboard. Hey Yuri, don't worry about that stuff. She'd taken the plates and was in the process of washing them up as I entered the kitchen.
Oh no, you were kind enough to serve us, so this is the least I can do.
Are you sure? I'm the host, so I shouldn't really be making you do this.
It's really no bother.
Well, if you insist. Still, you've got to let me help, okay? Woo. She nods as I roll up my sleeves and pull on some rubber gloves. We wash the dishes together, slowly inching closer until our shoulders are practically touching. A comfortable silence descends upon us. A silent sound surprised Yuri breaks first.
It feels strange, spending Christmas with people other than my family.
First time? She nods slowly. Parents not around for Christmas this year?
You could say that, yes. My mother would usually make teriyaki salmon and turkey, and then we'd follow it through with cake. Vanilla or milk chocolate was always my family's firm favorite.
Oh shoot, I should have gotten dessert. I knew I forgot something. I'm sorry, Yuri. It totally slipped my mind. She smiles softly.
Please don't worry about it, Flam. The fact you cooked for me and everyone else today was more than I could have asked for.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I had no idea how the food would turn out, so this is reassuring to hear. Good thing I had a good teacher, eh? I playfully nudge her with my elbow, causing her to blush.
It was nothing.
Her blush remains as we carry on washing the dishes in silence.
Hey, Flam.
Yeah?
I don't know how to put this, so I apologize if it sounds out of the blue. But I really enjoy spending time with you.
The soft, vulnerable way she says it catches me off guard. I enjoy spending time with you too, Yuri. The last of the dishes has been cleaned, but we don't move apart. If anything, we grow a little closer. By the way,
Yes?
what exactly are we?
What do you mean?
You know, when we were cleaning up just now with the others, they asked if we were, well, my god, asking her directly has proven to be exceptionally difficult.
I don't know. I've never felt this way about someone before.
Yeah, me neither. So, sorry, I didn't mean to make this so awkward. She laughed softly. At this proximity, I could feel her warm breath on my face. It sends a shiver down my spine, but not the unpleasant kind.
No, you don't need to apologize. It's a valid question. I guess I just don't know how to answer it.
At this point, my heart had... What the fuck is this coming from? It's like this. I'm actually kind of getting a bit of a headache with all the pounding, guys. I'm not gonna lie, this is weird. At this point, my heart is positively thumping out of my chest. Is this really happening? With Yuri? I guess we don't need all the answers now. After all, I like what we have now.
I do too.
We both turned toward each other, causing me to drown in her eyes. Those deep pools of violet, so mysterious, so enticing. The scent of lavender and jasmine oil permeates my nose, filling it with a scent as pleasant as the sight in front of me. Tentatively, I find myself reaching out to gently stroke her cheek, and brush a lock of her hair out of her face. She closes her eyes briefly and exhales onto my fingers. This just feels so right. We come closer and closer to each other as every nerve burns with anticipation. What's going to interrupt this? What is going to interrupt this? I can almost feel her lips on my... Yep! What's the noise? We break apart, the moment all but gone. Who is it?
I forgot my present. Sorry.
Oh, better to interrupt a moment like that. Hey, Sayori! Good to see you! Irritation floods through my body. Why couldn't you have just been more careful, Sayori? Sayori pops into the kitchen, and judging by the look of surprise on her face, she definitely didn't expect this. With a start, I realize Yuri and I still have our arms around each other, and as I take my arms off her waist, she quickly removes hers from my shoulder. Sayori's expression dims with what looks like sadness. It's replaced with a flash, though. Did I just imagine it?
Sorry, guys. I found it.
She picks up the bowl from the kitchen counter. Why it was there is beyond me.
By the way, Yuri, do you want to walk home with me?
Yuri quickly looks at me. It's almost pleading. The moment is gone, though, so I bitterly nod.
Oh, sure.
After carefully scooping up the teapot, she heads to the hallway. Sayori is already lingering outside.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Yuri. It's not your fault. Besides, we can just hang out on New Year's Eve, right?
Yes. Yes, of course. I'd like that.
I can't help but smile to myself. Even though we were on the verge of kissing, she's still self-conscious about how eager she is to want to spend time with me. We'll make it happen. Don't worry. With one last quick hug, she follows Sayori out, leaving me to process what just happened. It might sound cheesy, but true happiness at Christmas doesn't come from material things, does it? That was awkward. And part of me thinks that Sayori planned that by intentionally leaving her bow on the counter. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, leave a like on this video and subscribe if you want to see more, if you want to enjoy more content like this. Because I try to post these every weekday and every weekend. We got a scare stream in, so there's always something fun to look forward to. So like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.